Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back, everyone. I just want to go over a quick review of this past week, what happened, and what to expect going into next week. We all know that Tesla reported their earnings, Google reported their earnings. I made a short video, or rather a YouTube short, explaining how the Google and Tesla's earnings were, but I was not able to make a video on what the earning call. How the earning calls went. So Tesla's earning call was a disaster. And the reason why I say that is because, first of all, Elon Musk and all of his staff, his CFOs and himself, they did not have the energy to be on that conference call. It's like they had no motivation to be there. And number two, they said that they are going to delay their cheaper model because they just don't want to create a competition with their own products because they want to sell their Model Y before September 31st, because that's when the tax credit ends, and they just don't want to create a competition with their own models by introducing or launching a new cheaper version of the Tesla Model Q or Model 3, whatever it is. So that kind of, once Elon Musk said that, the Tesla stock starting to drop, and then he said that they are going to introduce their model more towards next year or towards the end of the year, and then also he mentioned that during the process they may have a couple of tough quarters. So when he said that, of course, it's going to crash the Tesla stock. So the CFO was also not very energetic and not very enthusiastic when he was on the call. So of course, when the leaders don't show any energy and they don't make a statement which kind of excites the traders and investors, that is going to have a negative impact on Tesla. And as a result, Tesla went all the way down to $300 yesterday. But today, this morning, Tesla stock started rising, and the reason being was Donald Trump made a statement on one of his social media platforms saying that he wants Tesla to succeed because Tesla is an American company, and he's up for working with all the American companies for them to thrive and do better. And as a result, of course, Tesla had to climb higher because it kind of gave investors the enthusiasm that Donald Trump is on Elon Musk's side, and he's going to probably help him with some of the programs where he can make his business a success. Dan Ives and Tom Lee and all those analysts are of the opinion that Tesla is going to be a $500 stock within 12 months period. They're very enthusiastic about it because of the robotaxi and FSD. They're just of the opinion that robotaxi itself is going to be a $1 trillion market, which I totally agree with them. So $500 price target is within 1 year. By the end of this year, I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla hits $400 to $450 or even $500. Of course, $500 is just a very conservative figure that they gave. They said it could go higher. So in my personal humble opinion, I think Tesla stock could go to 400 or 450 by the end of this year. Next thing is Google. Google, of course, had a beat across the board, and so Google has been doing okay, and I think it's going to keep going higher. Microsoft, my personal opinion is, it's climbing higher, but I think the bull case for Microsoft is going to be 600 to 750 within 12 months period, because this is just the beginning. All these tech companies, we should rather call them the AI companies. They're not even the tech companies anymore. They're at a very initial stages of their new business models, and I think once this party ends, as Dan Ives said, it's only 9 o'clock at night. The party's going to go until 4:30 in the morning. So we have a long wait. So in next 2 to 3 years, all these companies are going to do great, and they're going to grow, and as a result, their stocks are going to do very well as well. So Microsoft is going to be 600, 750 in my opinion in next year and a half. Uber, again, Uber is doing lots of things with so many other companies because Uber wants to create a competition for Waymo and for Tesla. Uber wants to own a fleet of cars that they can claim that we actually own the vehicles, and we're not just hiring people to give the rides. And they want to have FSDs. And if you watch my video regularly, I said in my previous video that they are going to have a partnership with Lucid to produce 20,000 vehicles, and those are their SUVs that they want them to produce within the next 3 to 5 years. It does seem like it's a long time, but they're going to be up and running as early as in the beginning of next year. So Uber is going to thrive. Of course, they have to do this because they are the largest platform for the ride hailing, and they have more data than any other company. So if they cannot compete with the FSDs or robo taxis, then they are going to be behind from all these EV companies, for example, Waymo and Tesla, etc. So they have to keep up with the competition, and I think they're doing a wonderful job. So they are going to thrive. Quantum stocks are also going to do very well. They're also at the very initial stage of the party. It's only 9 o'clock or maybe 9:15 at night. The party is going to go until 4 o'clock on quantum stocks as well. So it's time to kind of nibble on the quantum stocks as well. Not a personalized financial advice. Would they have a pullback in the short term? Absolutely. But we're not looking at the short term. We're looking at the medium to long term for these quantum stocks. Also, AI stocks are going to do very well. So you put AI next to any ticker symbol and that's going to run, because this next 2 to 3 years are going to be everything about AI, and all those stocks are going to do well. So if you are in the market and you want to make some money, put your money into those stocks which are involved into some kind of AI business, whether it be Nvidia, Palantir, Pony, I don't know, there are so many YYAI, there's so many other stocks, I can't even remember their tickers, and they're all going to do very well. They're going to make you very rich, but you have to be very patient with these stocks. Next thing I want to talk about is Apple. Apple is obviously not making progress as far as the AI is concerned. They did say that they are going to incorporate AI into their business model, but I don't see anything happening right now. I think they have lots of catching up to do. They're just sitting on the sideline watching everybody else progressing in this area, but Apple itself is not doing anything which will make it a success. So I think they need to work a little bit harder on their business models and incorporate AI into the business model one way or the other. Meta has been doing great. They are obviously also, as far as the social media platforms are concerned, I think they are ahead of everybody else and they're doing a wonderful job. They're going to grow as well. So all these mega seven that they call, I think they're all AI companies now at this point, except for Apple. Apple has not been doing a great job, and I'm a little disappointed. I don't invest in Apple though, but there are lots of people I know who love Apple and who invest in Apple, and they're looking for Tim Cook to come up with an idea which will make this company grow faster. Now let's talk about Trump and his Epstein scandal. I was just listening to something yesterday, so I haven't been feeling well for past couple of days, so I couldn't record a video. But I was listening to something. I'm not sure if it's true or if it's just a rumor. It said that Donald Trump was fully involved with Epstein scandal, and his name is listed on so many of those files multiple times. And it also said that Donald Trump wrote to Epstein saying that he used to get massages from underage girls and then whatnot. So I obviously don't want to even talk about lots of the things that I read or I heard, because it's just not appropriate. And Department of Justice said that they cannot release those files because initially Donald Trump had promised that he is going to release files when he was running for his election campaign, but DOJ said that they can't release those files, or they cannot let them release those files because president's name is listed into those files multiple times. And they also told Pam Bondi not to release those files, and they also denied that Pam Bondi even has any files at her desk. There's a new meme now saying what desk, so of course they're trying to hide whatever the president has been doing. But anyways, he's the president. I hope he's learned his lesson and he won't do anything like that again. But if he did do this, and if his name is listed on that pedophile files, it's crazy scary that those are the people who are the leader of the country and they are running our country. And please don't make this comment, if this country is so bad, go back to your country. I'm not going to go back to my country. This is my country. I pay taxes here and I live here. I'm raising my children here and I'm raising my voice for that matter. And if you are loyal to your country, you should do the same thing. At least I have a place to go back to. Where are you going to go if these are the kind of people who are going to lead your country? So before you make those comments, just think about yourself and your children and your future generations to come, that okay, people like us have a place to go back to. What are you going to do? And you should raise your voices as well. Not that anybody's going to care, but at least do your part. Anyways, that was just a side note. I just heard Donald Trump kind of give a hint that he's probably going to issue a stimulus check from all the revenue that he's going to generate from all these tariffs. I just need to sit down and do the calculation and see how much the stimulus check or tariff revenue check is going to be if he issues one to everybody. Of course, there's going to be an income guideline, and it's not going to be for everyone, but it's going to be for at least middle class or upper middle class people making certain income, and then they're going to decide how much money they have to send out. But if that happens, that would be, I guess, good. I don't know. Jerome Powell and Donald Trump had a meeting, and Jerome Powell is, again, they're not going to do a rate cut in July. I know there are lots of people in the Federal Reserve. They want the rate cuts to happen, and most of them are the candidates or future candidates for being the chairperson for or replacing Jerome Powell as the chairperson of Federal Reserve. So they obviously are going to say what Donald Trump wants to hear, but Jerome Powell is not going to cut rates in July. The next rate cut, 64% is expected to like 0.25% rate cut or 25% basis points rate cut in September. That number could go higher, that percentage could go higher depending on the data. We have job reports coming up next week. This may not be on your radar, but just so you guys know, stay tuned. I might make a video on the job report. I just found out that Amazon is going to double their salaries for all their executives and their management position. They said that their salaries were not competitive, and the demand for skilled workers have increased. And to match the demand to match the salary requirements with other companies, they are going to increase their salary to as much as some of the employees will double their salary. I think their managers will make anywhere between, the managers who are making $160,000 now will make up to $300,000. I don't know when that is going to be implemented, but that's the announcement that they made. So if you're looking for a job, go work for Amazon. I think you'll make good money, and they also give you obviously equity in their business as well, which, you know, Amazon stock is doing pretty well. Anyways, what to expect next week? I think Tesla is going to keep going. As I said, Tesla always, when there's a dip, people look at it as an opportunity to buy that dip, and that's exactly what happened. And with Trump making this kind of positive statement, obviously that's very good for Tesla. Uber's going to run. NVIDIA, Palantir, no question asked. My goal for Palantir is $200. $220 in my personal opinion by the end of the year. NVIDIA also, there has to be two next to it, so I think $200 is doable before the end of this year. And Tesla, my personal guess is it should reach 400 to 450. It could go to $500 depending if everything else goes smooth and if they make some big announcement. But 400, 450 is doable. Bitcoin, again, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. Small pullbacks are necessary, and they are going to happen because people are using it as a trading asset. With, I keep saying that it's not. It's supposed to be a store of value. But of course, not everybody is holding Bitcoin for that purposes. They're trading it because they want to make money. So when Bitcoin hit all-time high, people start taking profit. I know there's going to be a small pullback, and then of course it's going to keep going higher. My goal is $200,000 to $280,000 by the end of the year, and then the sky is the limit beyond that. So if you're not holding Bitcoin, if there's a pullback, take advantage of it and buy some Bitcoin. Full disclosure, I don't own any Bitcoin right now, and I feel sorry about that because I was hoping that it will drop, but I didn't hit my price target. And again, I have money sitting on the sideline. I'm waiting for the right time to get into it. But if you have the money and you have the resources, don't hesitate to buy. Not a personalized financial advice. I hope this video helps. Take care. Until next one. Ciao.